Today's tutorial is all about learning how to adapt to dizziness. Now I say adapt because it's not something we can avoid, but we can get better at recovering from it. So I'm going to be sharing a few of my top tips to help you recover faster from dizziness so that you don't put off training in spin. If you're a dancer, then you probably already know what spotting is, but spotting is essentially looking at a fixed point in front of you and trying to keep your gaze centered on that point for as long as possible, and then whipping your head around and finding that same spot every revolution. Because of the nature of aerial, spotting isn't really that conducive to actually helping you avoid dizziness, because for most of the time you're going to be either changing levels, so going from under the hoop into the hoop and above the hoop, and you're going to be going much too fast to be able to do the action with your head. So if you understand what spotting is and you find it useful, then you can use it for dance combinations underneath the hoop. So for things like pirouettes, it's useful. But if you're changing levels or if you're spinning beyond a medium paced spin, then I don't recommend spotting because I don't think it really helps. In fact, the movement of the head usually hinders the spin. But a lot of you do ask me about spotting, so my advice is if it works for you and it's something that your body already knows how to do, then go for it. Personally, I only use it for dance spins. One thing that works for me is to direct my gaze in the opposite direction to spin, so I allow my gaze to trail behind. And the reason that this works is because vision plays such a huge role in our sense of balance. We're actually tricking the brain into changing our perception of how fast we're spinning. Another thing you can do is to make sure that you're looking out as far away from your apparatus as possible, and this has the effect of visually creating a bigger circumference for your spin. So again, you're tricking the brain into thinking that you're doing wide, slow circles when in fact you're pivoting quite fast. This is perhaps the reason why closing your eyes, looking down or looking straight up actually increases dizziness. So if you're looking for a list of things not to do, those would be my top 3. And last but not least, of course, is to practice spin. If you want your body to be able to tolerate something, you need to expose your body to it. So it doesn't need to be crazy fast spin, but you do need to start putting especially basic combinations that you can do in your sleep and increasing the speed at which you train them. And this will allow your body to adapt over time. So don't spin as fast as you can, then feel sick and give up and say, I'm not supposed to spin. Make sure that you take slow, steady steps towards that goal of being one of those beautiful artists that spins super fast on Lyra. And I hope that the hints in this tutorial work for you. Please let me know. Remember, you can always comment directly on the video or send me an email at aerialcirc@icloud.com.